It is like having open heart surgery when you're wide awake. You have the momentum in your grasp and you piss it all away. This is South Carolina football this year, guys. Wasted opportunities, wasted chances that you had to win the football game, and this is who you are this year. Aiden Fuller says, I'm having fun. Are y'all having fun? Well, I could say the same for you. Are y'all having fun sitting at 3-4 with a hurt quarterback? Just saying. Oh, dude. You pissed this freaking game away, dude. I mean, you absolutely pissed it away. This is on you. You have nobody else to blame but yourself. You have multiple opportunities to get off the field when it matters most, and you can't do that. This is who you are. This is who you will be. You have really bad turnovers. You have penalties that don't go your way, especially in the red zone. But this is who you are. This is who you are. This is who South Carolina has been for the past several years. You get a little bit of momentum, and then you piss it all away, and your heart gets ripped out. This is South Carolina defined. But nonetheless, guys, we are live. This is the South Carolina Live post-game show. I am your host, as always, Lucas Hill. Thank you guys so much for hopping on in, and trust me, we got a lot to talk about tonight. Everybody do us a favor. If you're watching us on Twitter, hit the like and share. Make sure you hit the repost and share to all those friend groups out there. Make sure that you tell a South Carolina fan that we are live, breaking down this total collapse of a fourth quarter that you had. Every post-game show is brought to you by our good friends over at Underdog Fantasy. Going over to UnderdogFantasy.com and use that promo code VOCFBSC. And when you place your first $5 lineup, you will get $50 instantly in free bets. That's code VOCFBSC. And when you play that first $5 lineup, you will get $50 instantly in free bets. That's exactly what happens when you can't get off the field in critical down and distance situations. That's exactly what happens. It's exactly what happens. 2 critical third downs that you couldn't get off the field. And you had all the momentum going into that football game or going into that fourth quarter. But this is who you are. This is who you will be for the remainder of the season. Call-in lines are open, 843-350-2534, 843-350-2534. Y'all make sure y'all get up in here and y'all repost the stream. We got a lot to talk about. But once again, if you're watching us on YouTube, hit the like, share, and subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell notification so that you are notified every time we post a new video here on South Carolina Live at the Voice of College Football. We got no time to waste, man. Let's get into the play-by-play. I can't waste any more time here because we have got to break down what was a game pretty much where you had wasted opportunities that really ripped your heart out. This is who you are, guys. This is who you are. And I'm going to repeat this all night because guess what? This has been the same bullshit all year long. God, you had this game. You had opportunities to win. But you know what? We said the same thing when you lost to LSU and the same thing when you lost to Missouri. Defense came to play, man, but you can't get off the field when it's critical down and distance situations. And you were unable to finish a game. All right. There's 500 of you already in here, and we're about 7 minutes into the show. Like I said, guys, hit the like, share, and subscribe button, please. Make sure you share to all those friend groups. I am posting the StreamYard link if you want to join via StreamYard. But, of course, we have the call-in link as well, 843-350-2534, 843-350-2534. Let's get into the football game, guys, as we always do every night here. First offensive possession, you would get the football and you get right to work. Just like a scripted first drive that you have seen all year round. You'd have an out route that's incomplete to Dre Jacobs. Next play, you get a running back screen to Rasul Faison that gets 6 yards. Guys, the running back screen worked for you tonight. Consistently, surprisingly, guys, you were able to get your backs involved and get them as an extension of the run game. If there's one thing that you guys can take away from this, it's that you're able to finally get your backs the football through the screen game as an extension, which I think is very critical for you in these situations. You'd have an incomplete deep shot to Dre Jacobs, but it's a free play because there's an offsides on Alabama. You'd have an inside zone to Rasul Faison for 2. Lenoir's would step up and run for 7. Guys, Lenore Sellers kept you in the football game for a very long time. Because offensively, you were finally able to capitalize off of a couple turnovers for once in your life. But we'll get to the rest of that later on. You'd have a dump out to Rasul Faison that gets you 12. Matthew Fuller getting involved in the game. You get him lined up in the slot, and you get him on a jet sweep to get 8. Guys, the jet sweep, the screens, the little dump outs, all are extensions of the run game. I posted about this Thursday when I showed you guys the film, and I said that you had to get an extension of the run game. That these little dump out patterns were working, but you're becoming too obvious. You're becoming too predictable. You finally kind of changed it up a little bit, but could have had more, man. Could have had a lot more. I mean, a lot more, dude. You'd have a play action that is behind Nick Harbor. Guys, there is one gripe that I've had majority of the game is that you had a lot of overthrown footballs. I mean, this is what happens when you have opportunities that are wasted in front of you. And look, I think Lenoir's rushed a few throws. I think he panicked a little bit and tried to force a couple shots. Most of it, guys, his accuracy tonight, it was, for the most part, I don't think it was bad, but he did have a lot of miscues tonight. He would scramble and get it to the sticks and gets a first down. The RPO game goes for 1. Lenoir's would then go to a bootleg to Donovan Murph. Matthew Fuller on the jet sweep gets 4. It's first. By the way, it's 1st and goal inside the red zone. Good opportunity. Again, first drives have been your bread and butter. You would have a Matthew Fuller run for 4. It gets you to the Alabama 8-yard line from the 12-yard line. We got our first caller of the night. You're on the phone with Lucas Hill. This is the South Carolina Live postgame show. Who do we have the pleasure of speaking to?
Yeah, hi, my name is Judson. Look, I just want to say Lenora Sellers is a generational quarterback, and, that fumble that caused the game, I don't give a shit because he is – sorry, apologies for the profanity, but,
oh, you're good.
He's running – he's doing all these things. He's doing play after play after play. He's flawless, and it's the, 99 times out of 100, he's doing incredibly well. And that, I'm not going to fault him for that. As much as this game is a heartbreaker, your number's going to come up. And unfortunately, it came up right then and there. And regardless, but, I cannot fault Lenora Sellers. He is, like I said, one of the best things that's ever happened to this team in a long time. And I feel bad that, unfortunately, he's kind of dealing with everything he's dealing with right now. But, I'm forever grateful to him.
Yeah, you're right. Look, that's it. He's not wrong. I don't think that he was to blame for the game. I don't. Do I think he made some mistakes today? Yes. I think he made some throws that could have came back and could have helped South Carolina at the end of the day. I think one of those was that on the deep shot to Brady Hunt on the free play that turned into an offsides penalty. But I don't think he should carry the blame. That's the bottom line. So he's absolutely right. You'd have a draw to Matthew Fuller that gets 4, and on 3rd and 2, inside the 5-yard line, guess what you would run? Take a freaking lucky guess. I'm going to give y'all about 15 seconds in the comments section and tell me what you decided to run on 3rd and goal from the 4-yard line. Go ahead. Give me your answers. Boom. John Edward pretty much nailed it. Up the middle. Dominated majority of the football game. They'd have a jet to Jeremy Bernard for 4. Guys, what's up? All right, you want me to move in out there? I'll move inside. I'll probably be 15 minutes. I got about 800 people that are in here right now. Oh, fun. All right, you're fine. Guys, Jeremy Bernard ate your lunch up tonight. And for the most part, I don't think you really had much of an answer whenever he got into the backfield because they threw out a lot of different wrinkles that you didn't expect. And I told you guys this on shown in game, or they were going to show you things that had not been seen on film. Excuse me. That's what they did. You had Caden Proctor's number. You shut him down. Great. Guys, you didn't have an answer for Jeremy Bernard. That's the bottom line. Oh, man. Dude, Jam Miller would have a draw up the middle, and then Brian Thomas would get a big play and sack Ty Simpson for a loss of 1. This is where the next possession, this is where things got weird. And things could have taken a turn for the very bad. Lenore Sellers gets pressured by Deontay Lawson. He tries to check it down to Roswell Faison. He bobbles it, and it's intercepted by Deshaun Jones, and it's returned for a touchdown. Guys, why? How can he not hold on to the damn football? How? You literally bobble it twice. If you don't have it, back the bitch away out of the end or out of play. If that. That's frustrating. That's extremely frustrating. You get the next play. Next possession, you'd have an outside zone to Matt Fuller. He's tackled for a loss of 3. You then get creative a little. I'll say this about Mike. I thought early on he got a little creative. I'm going to give him a little bit of grace in that period. John Edward, unfortunately, man, you got to play Ole Miss next week. We'll get to that in a little bit. You'd have a shovel pass to Jaden Sellers for 10. Jaden Sellers was involved in the offense a little bit, guys. It's pretty good, guys. He ended up with over 30 yards of total offense. Had a carry for 9 yards and 2 receptions for 29. But Lenore Sellers would try to get it to Brady Hunt across the middle, and it get broken up. Go back on the field defensively. Ty Simpson would start it off. He'd take a shot intended for Ryan Williams. It's incomplete, and Judge Collier with a big PBU. Do I think secondary played their best game? Look, yes. Yes, I thought for the most part, you did a good job of shutting down Ty Simpson. And you did a great job of shutting down their run game. But when it mattered most, guys, you couldn't get off the field. You'd have a two-step drop, he'd throw to Rico Scott for 6 on the quick slant, and then he'd throw an out route, which is incomplete for Rico Scott because he drops the football. They dropped the football so many damn times. Ryan Williams had a lot of drops. Rico Scott had a lot of drops. Jeremy Bernard had a couple drops. Get back on the field. You'd have a jet motion by Matthew Fuller that gets the defense scraping towards the right side. That free up a hole for Roswell Faison to get 14. Next play, Boaz Stanley's called for a false start. Guys, Boaz Stanley has 7 false starts this year. Guys, that's ridiculous. Ridiculous. You cannot have that. Cannot have that. Oh my God, dude. You oh my gosh. Running back screen to Sewell will get 33 and put you on the opposite side of the field. You'd have a quick slant to Jordan Dingle, and it's incomplete. You would scramble for 1. Lenore Sellers would have a cross and pattern to Donovan Murph that went for 3, and then he'd get blown up by Justin Jefferson. You'd settle for a 47-yarder, but it gets shanked by William Joyce. He'd respond later, but this is another example. Guys, this is what lost you the football game. You stall whenever you get to the opposite side of the 50, and you turn what could be 3, what could be 6 actually, and you got to settle for 3. That's the bottom line. You lost this football game. No single individual lost this football game. It's on you. All 3 phases of the game in the last, well, really what mattered most, defense can't get a stop, and your offense turns the football over. Lost you the game. Third defensive possession. Dylan Stewart would blow up Jeremy Bernard in the backfield and get him a loss of 7. There's a delayed draw by Jam Miller, and he gets 25, but there's a hold on Dewberry, so they back him up for 3rd and 25. You'd have a batted down pass by Monkel Goodwine, and then Isaiah Horton would get a 17-yard or completion, but there's a flag for 12 men on the field. So Alabama gets third and 20 or something like that. Next play. Here we go. Third and long. Opportunity to get off the field. There's a stop route on Daniel Hill, and he goes for 21 because you can't tackle in space. Pitiful. Oh, but it didn't hurt you on this drive. Ty Simpson would scramble and get it to Ryan Williams across the field on the deep crossing pattern. This is where the momentum started to shift somewhat in the side of South Carolina. Vakari Swain would come on a corner blitz, blow up Ty Simpson. He'd fumble the football, and it'd be recovered by Troy Pikes. Massive possession for your defense. Bend but don't break attitude. It's what it's been for this defense most of the year. Fifth offensive possession. You'd have a crosser to Brady Hunt that goes for 15. You'd have a short pitch to Matt Fuller that gets 12. You'd have the RPO going to Brady Hunt that gets 7. Matt Fuller gets shut down at the line of scrimmage on third down. Goes nowhere. 4th and 1, you go for it. Matt Fuller gets 3. Lenoris on a zone jet. They fake the jet. They get him on a zone read. He wouldn't go anywhere. There's a screen on Mazio Bennett that's thrown behind him. On 3rd and, 15 or so. Lenoris is able to scramble out of a sack and get a 2-yard gain. So it's 4th and 12, I want to say. Lenoris on a skinny post would get it to Jaden and get a first down. Lenoris on a design run, touchdown, but it's called back for holding. And I got to be honest with you. It was a ticky-tacky holding call. The touchdown should have stood. Let me get into better lighting because this freaking computer is so slow with its freaking... I do apologize, guys. I'm at my girlfriend's house. We're about to eat dinner in a little bit, but I wanted to get on this live show with you guys. There we go. Are we good? All right. Am I back? Hey, y'all let us know if we're good in the chat. Y'all give me a thumbs up if we're good in the chat. Okay. Thank you. All right. Guys, the tree holding call was very ticky-tacky at best. I don't know, man. I don't know. It was weird. You'd have a quick screen to Donovan Murph that would lose 1, but there's a personal foul on Yanze Pierre because he body slammed Donovan Murph after the whistle's blown. You'd have an option to Matt Fuller that goes for a loss of 3. You'd have a quick throw to Jared Brown that's incomplete and an underneath throw to Jordan Dingle, but it gives you in good field goal range, and William Joyce would knock his second field goal of the game. 4th possession on the defensive side of the ball. Ty Simpson would throw to Jeremy Bernard for a 10-yard gain. You'd have a deep dig route to Ryan Williams for 19. You'd have a draw to Jam Miller for 4. And there's pressure from Deben Clowney that leads to a throwaway. And this is before the half ended. This is like the second to last drive before the second half. You're about to get off the field. And it's 3rd and 6. They're at your own 48. and Daniel Hill would come out of the backfield because Sean Murphy would give up on his zone, try to come up and make a play on Ty Simpson. He'd be left alone, and he'd go for 41. Bad tackling, too. Daniel Hill on 2 big plays ate you alive. Ty Simpson would run on a designed quarterback run for 4. Caden Proctor wouldn't go anywhere when they tried to get him the football. Ty Simpson would have to throw the football out of the back of the end zone, trying to go to Ryan Williams, who caught it out of bounds. Great play, by the way, from DQ Smith to push him out before he got into the end zone. And Ty Simpson would throw in the middle of the zone. Guess who's there again? Sean Murphy. And it'd be a 3-yarder to Josh Suevas for a touchdown. You would have a 3 and out. They would go 10 plays. And you pretty much wouldn't go anywhere. So you go to Rico Scott, it's incomplete. You go to Josh Suevas underneath for 8. Out route to Ryan Williams for 4. Go route to Ryan Williams is overthrown. Ty Simpson would dump it underneath to Daniel Hill for 9. A throw to Jeremy Bernard is nearly intercepted. It's batted up in the air. It should have been intercepted by either Jalen Kilgore or J.R. Johnson. Guys, another thing that you need to take away, J.R. Johnson and Jalen Kilgore made first-round draft-type plays tonight. I will give them credit for where it is due. On an individual player standpoint, guys, they were able to make point. They were able to make plays. Ty Simpson would go for 3 on 4th and 1 because JR wanted to try and go for the big hit instead of wrapping him up. You'd have an incompletion to Jeremy Bernard, another throw that's incomplete to Jeremy Bernard, and then Jeremy Bernard would work the sideline, get 25, and that's the half. That's the half. So you go into halftime, you're down 1 possession. Your offense has been inconsistent at best, but your defense is playing lights out. Guys, that defense came out to play tonight. They'd have a draw to Jam Miller for 4, outside zone to Jam Miller for 3. You'd have a throw to Jeremy Bernard that goes for 2, going into the second half, by the way. We're in the third quarter now. Ty Simpson would run for 9. Ty Simpson would have an incompletion. Daniel Hill would get shut down at the line of scrimmage by Nick Barrett, who went up against Caden Proctor, which, by the way, Nick Barrett, I'm going to add him in the list too, and Peyton Williams. Guys, all 4 of those guys made some first-round type plays tonight. And you're going to ask me, well, what about Dylan Stewart? Guys, I'm not surprised about what Dylan Stewart does on a daily basis. So he's always making first-round plays. 4th and 1, that you get bailed out like you would not believe because Ryan Williams can't catch the football to save his life. So you get bailed out there. You know what you do the first play after? Boom. You take a deep shot and get to Nick Harbor for 54 and you get a touchdown. Okay. Bang. Mega bang. Massive, massive throw. And a massive play to get you back in the football game. They'd have a Daniel Hill who gets shut down in the backfield for a loss of 1. And then Ty Simpson would throw 2 incompletions. And by the way, Jalen Kilgore made a big PBU during this drive too. They punt the football. This was their first 3 drives of the third quarter. Turnover on down, or first 4 drives of the third quarter. Turnover on downs and 3 3-and-outs in a row. By the way, they generated 20 yards of offense in the third quarter, you would have 10 points. Or you would have 9 points, excuse me. Rasul Faison would run for 3. You'd have a Jordan Dingle completion for a first down. Run for 1. Lenore Sellers would have an incompletion. And then you'd punt it out of bounds. You'd have Ty Simpson throws to Ryan Williams for 7. Ty Simpson to Jam Miller for 5. There's a personal foul because on Alabama, so you back it up. Ty Simpson would have a completion to Jam Miller for 7. Then they'd have to punt the football. South Carolina takes the football. You know what they do? 11 plays, 46 yards. They drive down the field. Lenore's completion to Andrew Colasordo. I don't think, no, that's Oscar Attaway. ESPN has Oscar Attaway as Andrew Colasordo for some dang reason. Lenore's would run for 5. Oscar Attaway would get out of the backfield and get a first down. Lenore's would run for 2. Lenore's would run for 17. Lenore's completion to Jaden Sellers. Incompletion. Oscar Attaway run for 6. You'd have a holding that negates a big play. So now you're backed up to the 12-yard line. You're about to get in the red zone. Lenore's would run for 12. Oscar Attaway would run for 2. Lenore's would have an incompletion, and William Joyce gets his get back and nails a 47-yarder. So now you've got the football game in your hands. You force another 3 and out. And that defense is lit. Lenore's would run for 6. He gets shut down at the line of scrimmage. He'd throw to Rasul Faison on the out route, but would lose 4 because it's behind Rasul Faison. Here comes the momentum shifter. Mason Love punts the football. The ball gets touched by Mason Sabb or Keon Sabb, and Nick Harbor falls on the football. You get the football inside the 30-yard line. Great field position. Knockout punch time. Matt Fuller would run for 2. Lenore's would run for 7. Matt Fuller run for 2. Matt Fuller run for 8. Matt Fuller run for 1. Lenore's would run for 10. Touchdown. 22-14. This is your game. This is your time. This is your opportunity to steal one. There's 10 minutes in the football game. And defense was freaking lit during this time too. Let me remind you all. Jam Miller would run for 3. There's an incompletion to Jeremy Bernard. 3rd and 7. 3rd and 7, let me remind you. Ty Simpson would have a completion to Jeremy Bernard for 13. First down. Late game moments. I guess South Carolina's just not built for the bit when the lights are brightest. Jam Miller would run for 6. You'd have an incompletion to Jeremy Bernard. Josh Swavis is sitting right in the middle of the field. You throw to him, he'd get a first down. You can't tackle in space, and Daniel Hill runs for 11. He gets a first down. Ryan Williams completion for 11 because Jalen Kilgore slipped on the misdirection, or not the misdirection, but on the crossing. Completion to Daniel Hill for 5. Completion to Jam Miller for 10. Ty Simpson runs for 7. Ty Simpson to Jam Miller for 6. Jam Miller loses 2. Which, by the way, you would go from Jeremy Bernard back to Ty Simpson, and he threw it to Jam Miller. If DQ Smith doesn't make that tackle, he's into the end zone. Jam Miller would get blown up in the backfield for a loss of 2. They put Jeremy Bernard back in this wasn't the play. Jeremy Bernard would put in the backfield. He'd slip out. Ty Simpson put it right on the money, touchdown. Nobody was there. Then they go for 2. This is when Bama got creative, and this shows where they are as a program, and you're not. They get creative. You didn't get creative in the second half. You got away from it. Ty Simpson would on the reverse to Jeremy Bernard. He'd pitch it back to Ty Simpson, and then Josh Davis is in the corner of the end zone open, 2-pointer. 22-22. Matt Fuller would run for 1. Lenore Sellers would have an incompletion after he's running for his life. They run a quarterback draw up the middle. Lenore Sellers would fumble the football. It was recovered by Tim Keenan. And Tim Keenan made a play. Or Deontay Lawson made a play. Tim Keenan, great heads-up play. That's all I can really say, man. You blew it. Why are we running quarterback draw in 2-minute drill? Why are we running 2-minute draw up the? Why are we running draw up the middle? We got to stay outside. Oh my God, dude! Why you didn't go to the air then is beyond me. Jay Miller would run for 7. Ty Simpson would get it to Rico Scott for 6. Ty Simpson would complete it to Ryan Williams for no gain. Ty Simpson would throw an incompletion to Rico Scott. 3rd and 10. Jeremy Bernard on the reverse. Turned 25 yards, touchdown. End of the game. Guys, here's what I'm going to say about that. The fact that you over pursued on a read that you should make 99 times out of 100. Guys, the fact that you didn't key in on 5, it's on nobody else but you. He completed a Brady Hunt inbounds for 7. You'd have an incompletion, and then he gets sacked by Keon Keeley for a loss of 4. That's the ball game. This is just like the LSU game, guys. Plenty of opportunities to win it, and you can't. This is on you. You got to be kidding me, guys. You have got to be kidding me. Oh, dude. You blew this freaking game. This is on no one else but you, guys. Let's get to some of these comments real fast. Rally Sports Talk says, I'm going to be honest, Sellers isn't really impressive outside of running. I thought he made some really weird throws, in my opinion. He's got to clean that up. He has got to clean that up. It's on you, guys. This is on you. God, dude, you got to be kidding me. Oh. Dylan Coker says, found a way to. Yep. You found a way to blow it. Mike Shuda says, this shit hurts deeply, man. John Edward Kruger says, you have got to be kidding me. The Chief Cheese says, Beamer can't run a disciplined team. I mean, when you have 2 turnovers that lead to 14, it's what's going to hurt you at the end of the day. Defense got put in bad situations, in my opinion. Shula blows. Joshua Foote says, y'all had chances to win. Rally Sports Talk says, we can never finish a game. I mean, never. No. Nope. 3rd time this year that it's happened. 3rd time. God, dude. And I'm looking at some of these comments. We need to dump all NIL and bring all the talent on defense and bring Harbor and Sellers back. We need a true center. Yeah, I'm going to say this. Boaz Stanley had some bad moments. He's had some bad moments most of the season, guys. You definitely need to make a change at center. You really do. John Edwards says, it's like Shula goes away from where it works. Yeah, this has been what you've been all year, man. No nouns. He says, fans getting ready to rush the field is an embarrassment. If a ranked top 10, we're not rushing the field. But since we've had a sorry year, that warrants rushing the field. Yeah, when I saw that on the broadcast, I was like, what the hell are you doing? Like, that is so stupid that you're going to go down to the field when it's tied up and you want to rush it? Are you kidding me? So stupid. Stupid. You shot yourself in the foot again. Rally Sports Talk says this is a team loss. That's it. Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Frank Rizzo says Shane Beamer needs to be, I'm guessing he means he needs to be fired or he needs to be whatever it is. Buff for Booty says Gamecocks only care about Southern charm. What does that mean? I don't know what that means, but okay. He also says Bama went all Alex Murdaugh in the last 5 minutes of the game. Yeah. Good teams find ways to win. You're not a good team. DQ Smith is a trash can safety who can't tackle. I thought he struggled in run support. I thought he struggled whenever it came to making tackles when it mattered most. Guys, this is on you. You have nobody else to blame but yourself. You shot your own self in the foot. And if those of you that are looking at this game and wondering how the hell this happened and how the hell you blew an 8-point lead, you have nobody else to blame but yourself. That's the only thing I'm going to say. So you got a lot to address. Good teams know how to win football games. Do I think you started off great? Second half belonged to you. I don't know what I'm doing here says, I am to die without South Carolina doing anything as significant, just like Gamecock generations past, and it haunts me. Ain't no telling, bro. Oh, dude, I don't know how you make a bowl game at this. I don't know how you're going to make a bowl game. I thought the last 2 weeks, this was your opportunity to probably steal some wins. You had opportunities last week before you pissed it all away because you can't do anything on offense. You had opportunities tonight. You had opportunities against LSU. You had opportunities against Missouri. And I read a tweet earlier today that said if South Carolina was a top 80 offense, just a top 80 offense, they would be 5-2 instead of sitting at 3-5. maybe 6-2 right now instead of 5-3-5. You know what you need to do in the offseason, man. It's bottom line. Guys, I'm going to get out of here. We'll see you guys on Tuesday. Y'all have a great rest of the night. Y'all be chill, man. Guys, thank you again for watching us. We had over 1,200 of you guys hop on in. Make sure you hit the like, share, and subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube. If you're watching us on X, follow me at Lucas Hill SEC. We'll see you guys very soon. Y'all be safe. Y'all have a great rest of the week.
College football is even more exciting when you've got some action on the line, and the games are even better when you're cashing in. And the Voice of College Football is the place to be to get the greatest value. Start with my picks. 75% against the money line, 58% against the spread, and I've got a 40-plus year track record. 11-0 in the college football playoff for me last year against the money line, 8-3 against the spread. And I'm just the warm-up act. Steve Merrill of Wager Talk is our ace in the hole, show stopper. 7 years with the Voice of College Football, over 30 years in the industry. Steve gives us analysis on all the big games, but you can't miss Steve's weekly under-the-radar pick. 28-12 against the spread the last 3 years. You also get picks from some of our top analysts here at the Voice of College Football, including Corey Bratta, Matt Zemek, and Steve Dace. Check out those numbers. Become a YouTube or Patreon member for just $99 per month. Go to the main channel on YouTube, click join, and then select the betting tier. Do the same thing on Patreon. Make 2025 a winner now.